So for step 10, the front differential, we're going to move into bag B, which is going to come out of your big bag of parts. And I've already pulled out bag B, so this is the bag that we're going to be using for the whole thing. Now, just note that when we did the first 9 steps, there are going to be some extra parts from those steps. Don't go, oh crap, I must have messed something up and you know, these parts were supposed to be used. No, they're not. Tamiya often will give you spares and extras in their kits, so I'll just be putting them into a toolbox so that I've got them somewhere for other cars. I've got a whole bunch of extras, so that works. So just note, if you see some extras, it doesn't mean you forgot something. So starting with bag B4, step 10, I will grab all of these little items, and of course these gears are going to be out of that big bag too, and we'll get started. So in opening bag B, there were a couple of smaller bags, and so you'll see there are all of the gears that we need, and then these washers came out of this other bag, which we'll have to open. So that's all in bag B. And then of course we've got these two which came in the big bag, and they're easy to spot. So I'll just get it all ready and we'll start greasing this up. Okay, so it's time to get dirty. Now I have the rest of the grease here, but I also have another tube here from a different car that I didn't go through the whole tube, so we should be good. So with this, we're going to totally grease up one of those washers. So we'll do that and get it all over this washer here, both sides, because it's going to sit, whoops, yeah, it's going to sit right into this gear. Just drop it down there and it's going to sit right down inside. Then we're going to grab one of these MB8s, which is the large bevel gears, and we're going to grease it up. Okay, and now that's going to sit right down there, and you can see how it's going to look on the other side. So it's sitting inside. Now the next thing are these little bevel gears and the tree which they're going to be sitting on. Now I do things differently with this because I find it easier. I will grease this up a bit and you'll see what I'm doing. Okay, and we're going to slide the 3 bevel gears onto them. Oh, better hold it level so I don't lose that one. Starting to get slippy here. There we go. So that we've got it sitting like this. Now it shows you greasing all the gears, which is fine. I will do that. But what I want to do first, and I'm going to put a little bit of grease on the ends here. On the ends there. And on the ends there. But rather than grease the gears right there, I'm going to actually put this in. Come on. It's getting slurpy. There we go. Oops. Let's grab this. And I'll show you why I'm doing it this way. There. So now they're inside and you've got to grease them. But I find this is way easier to grease it this way because you can then sit there and spin at the same time that you're putting the grease in. And you know, like I just showed you, things get pretty slick when your hands are all greased up anyway. So by doing this, we get to grease everything up, but also get things rolling. And getting to the end of our tube here. There we go. But I like doing it that way because you can see all the grease is going to end up moving around with everything. And it just gets on everything. Okay, so now that we've done that, and you can see there's our diagram, and that's what it looks like. We're in. We're now going to do the same thing on the other side. So this all has to be greased. And I mean, I've got enough grease on the other, but on what we're going to have it to be sitting in, but we're going to do it anyway as I run out. But okay, now that's going to sit on top just like that. Then we have our washer, which again we have to grease up, so we'll do that. Grease up on the other side. And that's now going to be put down right there on top. Then you can see, and actually I'll just wipe my hands down here. We now have that part done, so we need to put this on top, and you can see there's a notch. You can see right there, there's a notch right there, which means that that's going to correspond to the hole that's right there. So if we flip this over, and we're going to put that on top, and there we go. So there is our geared differential, and now we just have to screw everything in. So we have these little MB1 screws. And I'm going to take that and put it in. Screw it in just a bit. I'm not going too far. Again, I do not like to screw things in fully. I like to do it just like how you would do when you're putting on a tire on a car. You'll see the guys, if you don't do it yourself, you'll see the automotive guys. They'll go around, and it's almost like they're going to either side. They're not going around in a circle. So I kind of would periodically, that's down, we'll grab the next one, screw it in a little bit, screw it in a little bit. I just don't like to have anything maybe cause any binding by trying to do one screw fully, and then you realize you might have made a mistake or something's not gone in right, so it's not sitting properly. But this is feeling pretty good. So, and now I'm starting to feel it go tight. We're at the ends. Yeah. So there is our finished gear differential. So that's our front differential. So it's finished, but I'm going to give you a tip here. Go back into your bag B, open this bag, and grab your drive joints. And the reason for this is, let's just say that something, when you put this in, the placement wasn't totally correct. We want to know that it works. So if I put these in and grab both sides, I can feel that the differential is nice and smooth, the gears are working properly, nothing's binding. If I hold this and just spin, you can see that the joints are moving correctly, front and back. But if I hold one I have the differential is working fine. Because I can tell you right now, there is nothing worse than building a differential, having something not be right inside it, and then you're going to have to take the whole thing apart again to fix it. But it's good. It's working perfectly. So we can now move on to step 11, which is the front gearbox.